Good morning, student. I am Suraj Kumar, your geography teacher, and we are seeing the topic or the chapter name, the Earth, the origin and evolution of Earth. So, in the last class, we are seeing about formation of galaxies, stars, and planets. So, just a short background that a galaxy starts to form by accumulation of hydrogen and helium gas. We already seen it. And that accumulation of hydrogen and helium gas is in the form of very large cloud called nebula. So galaxy is nothing but a kind of a small accumulation of hydrogen and helium gas in the form of nebula. So eventually, with time, the growing nebula develops some localized clumps. Localized clumps means some condensation of, means there is bit of more condensation of localized gaseous and dust particle. So that is called, the with time nebula develops some localized clumps of gases at particular places within the galaxy itself. These localized clumps continue to grow into even denser gaseous body. So these localized clumps, as I already told you, that to conserve the angular momentum when the radius reduces, these localized clumps resulted into reduce in the radius of the gaseous cloud, and that reduction in gaseous cloud resulted into more speed of rotation, and that's why these clumps continue to grow into even denser gaseous body. So all these things will give rise to the formation of stars. So these localized clumps in long run turns into the star. This is the process of formation of a star within the galaxies. Okay, and it is believed that it would be happened around, means formation of a star had already been happened around 5 to 6 billion year ago from present. Okay, so that thing we already seen it. The distribution of matter and energy was uneven in the universe. Means matter energy is not evenly distributed, it is very uneven. At some places there is more density of matter and energy, at some other places there is comparatively less density. So if one such denser cloud formed at a particular places and once a little bit less denser cloud form at some other places, the difference between these two gaseous cloud within the galaxy give rise to different gravitational force. So how it happens? As we already know that gravitational force equal to gmm divided by r square, where g is universal gravitational constant, its value is constant always. It is equal to 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 10 to the power 7. Then there comes two masses, capital M, small m. That is about mass of a heavier body and mass of the lighter body divided by distance between them is given by r. So this way you can understand it, or we can calculate the gravitational force or the value of gravitational force. So these two localized clumps of gaseous cloud result into the density difference between them, and that will give rise to gravitational forces. And these gravitational forces, the developed gravitational forces, causes the matter is surrounding one of the gaseous cloud to get down together. So क्या होता है कि दो क्लम्सेस ऑफ गैसेस अगर दो प्लेसेस पे हो रहा है तो इनके बीच में एक ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्सेस का फॉर्मेशन होता है, और जब एक स्ट्रॉन्ग ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स फॉर्म होगा तो पर्टिकुलर डिफरेंट जो गैसियस क्लाउड विद इन अ गैलेक्सी, जो लोकलाइज क्लम्स ऑफ गैसेस जो डेवलप हुआ है, वो अपने सराउंडिंग एरिया के गैस एंड मैटर्स को अपने साथ टुगेदर सेटल डाउन करेंगे, गेट डाउन टुगेदर करेंगे. तो दैट लोकल different clumps of gases will turn into the star, and this way galaxy contains large number of stars. So I just gave you example of two clumps of gases, but that will not end. There is many and lots of clumps of gases developing within a particular nebula or within a particular galaxies, and over time these localized clumps of gases turned into different stars. So distance between the star is measured, or the distance in a galaxy is measured in terms of light year, and speed of light we already know, that is 3 lakh kilometer per hour. So light year is equal to distance covered by light in 1 year. So in a time of 1 year, the distance covered by one straight light is called 1 light year. If we calculate the diameter of a star, it is approximately around 80,000 kilometer to 1 lakh light year. So as minimum as 80,000 to 1,50,000 light year. So you can understand it from here that how huge or how big a star is. Okay, and it is believed that there is formation of a star happens around 5 to 6 billion year ago, and the value, if we calculate the value of 1 light year, it will come out approximately 9.461 into 10 to the power 12 kilometer. So it is such a huge distance. Okay, now we had already seen about the formation of planets, how planets were formed. That is the next thing. Okay, so as we discussed, stars are localized clumps of gases found in nebula. So एक गैलेक्सी जिसको कि नेबुला बोलते हैं, उसके अंदर localized clumps of gases को हम with the time localized clumps of gases डेवलप होता है, और ये localized clumps of gases टर्न डाउन हो जाता है एक स्टार के फॉर्म में. सो एक गैलेक्सी जो कि एक नेबुला है, उसके अंदर डिफरेंट स्टार का फॉर्मेशन होता है बाय एक्युमुलेशन ऑफ localized clumps of gases. ठीक है, and as I already told that with the time this localized clumps of gases will resulted into the formation of gravitational force, and the value of gravitational force is depend upon the mass of the objects. Okay, gmm by r square, and the distance, mass of the object and the distance between the objects. So these gravitational forces which occurs with time, which occurs with the time as the localized clumps of gases will turn down or get down and turns into a martial or the body, solid body having a mass. तो जैसे ही किसी localized clumps of gases कंडेंस होकर टर्न डाउन होकर के जैसे ही वो सॉलिड बॉडी में एक मास की बॉडी में टर्न डाउन होगा, देन जैसे ही वो मास में कन्वर्ट होगा, दे आर स्टार्टेड having a their localized gravitational force. एंड जैसे ही जब ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स ऑकर हो जाएगा, तो एक स्टार के कोर पार्ट में एक स्टार फॉर्म हो गया. स्टार का एक कोर पार्ट होगा जो कि एक सॉलिड होगा, और उसके अराउंड भी गैसियस और स्मॉल पार्टिकल्स रोटेट होते रहते हैं. टाइम के साथ क्या होगा, ये जो गैसियस पार्टिकल और छोटे छोटे स्मॉल पार्टिकल्स, डस्ट पार्टिकल्स हैं, ये एक डिस्क फॉर्म में कन्वर्ट हो जाएंगे. जैसा कि हमने पहले भी पढ़ा था, टू मेंटेन द एंगुलर मोमेंटम, व्हाट हैपेंस व्हेन द रेडियस रिड्यूसेस, the speed of rotation increases. This speed of when the speed of rotation increases, it will turn and contract the gases surrounding more and more, and that will again result into the more speed of rotation. So this way these localized gases turn into star, and this star will turn into a disc shape gaseous rotating around the solid core. तो ये जो स्टार बनेगा, स्टार कैसे बनेगा, एक बीच में सॉलिड कोर होगा जो कि पेरेंट स्टार होगा और उसके चारों तरफ ये रोटेटिंग गैसियस विल टर्न इनटू अ डिस्क शेप स्ट्रक्चर. ठीक है, डिस्क लाइक में वो धीरे धीरे पूरे गैस का क्लाउड मूव करते रहेगा, टर्न डाउन करते रहेगा. नेक्स्ट स्टेज में क्या होगा, इन द नेक्स्ट स्टेज द गैस क्लाउड स्टार्ट्स गेटिंग कंडेंस. तो ये जो डिस्क शेप में गैसेस क्लाउड आ गया था मिक्स्ड विथ लोकल स्मॉल पार्टिकल्स, ये टाइम के साथ कंडेंस होता चला जाएगा. एंड बाय द प्रोसेस ऑफ कोहेशन व्हाट इट मीन, एक्ट ऑफ फॉर्मिंग अ यूनाइटेड होल. तो स्पीड बढ़ते गया, ये डिस्क शेप में आ गया, यहाँ पे गैसियस क्लाउड के साथ सम पार्टिकल्स भी हैं. विथ क्या होगा फिर टाइम के साथ कोहेशन इज एक्ट ऑफ फॉर्मिंग अ यूनाइटेड होल. ये धीरे धीरे छोटे छोटे ये जो गैसेस क्लाउड था मिक्स्ड विथ स्मॉल पार्टिकल्स, इट विल टर्न डाउन इनटू स्मॉल प्लैनेटेसिमल्स. एक राउंडेड ऑब्जेक्ट में ये धीरे धीरे कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा एंड दैट राउंडेड ऑब्जेक्ट इज कॉल्ड प्लैनेटेसिमल्स. ठीक है, तो नेक्स्ट स्टेज में क्या हुआ, दिस गैसेस क्लाउड विथ टाइम विल टर्न डाउन इनटू स्मॉल प्लैनेटेसिमल्स. एंड इन द फाइनल स्टेज व्हाट हैपेंस, by the process of accretion. Accretion is a process of forming a composite whole. So earlier in second stage by the process of cohesion, that is united whole, there forms a planetesimal, and now by process of accretion which is composite whole, this gradually what happens, this small planetesimal will convert into a larger rounded body, and this larger rounded body is called planets. Okay, so it is here itself. You can understand it with these two models. Gas collapse model. So देखिए कैसे क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे. गैस कोलैप्स मॉडल में देर इज नेबुला में क्या हुआ, दे स्टार्टेड अ लोकलाइज क्लम्स ऑफ गैसेस जो कि स्टार बन गया और स्टार के अराउंड में धीरे धीरे डिस्क शेप स्ट्रक्चर लिया और डिस्क शेप्ड स्ट्रक्चर जो है वो कोलैप्स होते होते छोटे छोटे प्लैनेटेसिमल में कन्वर्ट हुआ. और फिर देखिए एक्रीशन मॉडल क्या बता रहा है, बाय द प्रोसेस ऑफ कोहेशन प्लैनेटेसिमल बना और फिर बाय द प्रोसेस ऑफ यूनाइटेड होल धीरे धीरे स्मॉल प्लैनेटेसिमल will get down together and turn into a composite whole in the form of rounded bigger object which is having their own orbit and which will move around their parent star. For us it is sun. This planet will move around sun in the fixed orbit. It started to move around the sun in a fixed orbit, and that is called planets. So all these things we already seen in the last classes. For today we are going to start our solar system. So as we already know that solar system consists of 8 planets. We will discuss each of these 8 planets separately in a while. For that time we need to understand that our solar system consists of a star which is named as sun. So sun is the star of our solar system, and there are 8 planets which is given here. The name of the 8 planets are, you can see it here in the figure itself: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and the Neptune. So these are the 8 planets of our solar system. Okay. Our solar system, as I already told you, that formation of star happens between 5 to 6 billion year ago from present. So our solar system is also supposed to have been formed around 5 to 5.6 billion year ago from present, and the planets are supposed to be formed around 4.6 billion year ago from the present. Okay, in our solar system it will consist of mainly our star, that is sun, 8 planets. I already named all the 8 planets, and there are 63 moons also. This data is a little while older. You have to move it or see it further. There is updation in it, but for a while just consider it 63 moons and millions of smaller bodies like asteroids and comets is a icy body having a icy tail. Asteroid is a solid body which does not have a fixed orbit, or which is comparatively smaller in size as compared to a planet. Okay, so these are the factual part of our solar system. Besides that, besides all these things, that is star, which is sun, 8 planets, 63 moons, millions of smaller bodies like asteroid and comets, there are huge quantity of dust, grains and gases is also moving around our solar system in the form of disc-shaped structure. Okay, out of these 8 planets, Mercury, the top 4, means initial 4, Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars, these 4 planets are called as inner planets, as they are lying close to vicinity of Earth, vicinity of Sun. तो सन से ये चारों प्लैनेट बहुत क्लोज हैं, दैट्स वाई सबसे पहले मरकरी आता है. द नियरेस्ट प्लैनेट टू द सन इज मरकरी, देन वेनस, देन अर्थ, देन मार्स. सो दैट्स वाई दीज 4 प्लैनेट्स are called inner planets. Okay, and then after these 4 planets there comes a belt of asteroid. So after these 4 inner planets there is a separate belt of asteroid where many small asteroids are traveling and moving in millions of number, and that's why it forms a complete belt like structure between Mars and Jupiter, and this belt is called asteroid belts. ठीक है, यहाँ धूल कण, डस्ट पार्टिकल, छोटे छोटे प्लैनेटेसिमल्स, सम एस्ट्रॉइड्स, इन सब का पूरा मिलियंस इन नंबर, ये सारे मिक्स होकर के इस पूरे एक बेल्ट बनाता है. इसमें ये सारे मूव करते रहते हैं अराउंड द सन, ऑर्बिट करते रहते हैं. ठीक है, बट इनका कोई फिक्स्ड ऑर्बिट नहीं होता, फिक्स पाथ नहीं होता. ये मूव करते हैं इसी बेल्ट में इन अ जिगजैग फैशन, एक दूसरे को स्ट्राइक करते रहते हैं, टूटते हैं, इनका साइज बढ़ता है, घटता है, कोहेशन होता है, एक्रीशन होता है, तो सेम में ये मूव करते रहते हैं. ठीक है, तो आफ्टर दिस 4 इनर प्लैनेट देयर कम्स अ एस्टेरॉयड बेल्ट, एंड देन द नेक्स्ट 4 आउटर प्लैनेट्स. सो आउटर प्लैनेट्स आर Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. So these 4 are called outer planets. Why it is so called? Why? It is because of the distance. Okay, because these planets are far away, or they are even behind the asteroid belts. So out of 8 planets, 4 planets are very close to sun and before the asteroid belt, and rest 4 is after the asteroid belt. So that those 4 are called outer planets, and the 4 planets which comes before asteroid belt is called inner planets. Okay, see, alternatively the first 4 are also called terrestrial planets. Why? Because it looks like Earth. Terrestrial means earth-like structure. So as they are made up of rocks and metals. So inner 4 planets are made up of rocks and metals. There is comparatively less quantity of gaseous particle in these inner planets. So ये inner planets के चारों तरफ gaseous cloud जो है comparatively बहुत lesser है, बहुत कम गैस इनके अराउंड इनके अराउंड मूव कर रहा है. दैट्स वाई ये जो भी हैं ये सॉलिड कोर टाइप हैं, means यहाँ पे you will get more kind of rocks and metals as compared to outer planets, which are more or less is formed in a gas-like planet, gas giant planets. So other four, the rest four, the outer planets are called Jovian or gas giant planet. Jovian why? Jupiter type. So Jupiter type, that's why Jovian. And it is formed of gas giant planet, means they are mostly consist of cloud of gases. So that's why they are called Jovian or gas giant planets. Most of the outer planets or the gaseous Jovian planet are much larger in size than the terrestrial planets. So these inner planet, which is also called terrestrial planet, means Earth-like planet. It is because of the structure they have, because they are made up of rocks and metals instead of gaseous cloud. These outer planets, which is also called the Jovian or Jupiter-like planet, are mainly consist of gas giant or gaseous cloud, and they are comparatively very larger in size, and they have a very thick atmosphere. So gas giant means in case of inner planets, you did not get a very thick or very dense atmosphere. Instead, in case of outer planet, Jovian type of planet, Jupiter और ये सैटर्न, यूरेनस, नेपच्यून के केस में आप क्या देखेंगे कि प्लैनेट के चारों तरफ बहुत थिक एटमॉस्फेयर है, बहुत ज्यादा गैसियस क्लाउड है प्लैनेट्स के चारों तरफ और बहुत थिक एटमॉस्फेयर है. Whereas in inner planet में like Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars के केस में you did not find a very thick atmosphere. Earth has a thick atmosphere but not comparable with the outer planets like Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. Okay. And these thick atmosphere of the outer planets are mostly consist of hydrogen and helium gas. So let's see it here. I just sharing you. See this table. Our solar system. So it is given in terms of distance, density, radius, satellite. So four are the rows. There are four rows on the basis of which all these planets of solar system are compared in this table. Here you can see it that just see it अर्थ. सो अर्थ वाले कॉलम पे जाइए, देखिए अर्थ के नीचे आप देखिएगा डिस्टेंस भी 1.000 लिखा हुआ है और फिर आप रेडियस भी जाके देखें तो रेडियस इज ऑल्सो गिवन 1.000. डेंसिटी इज समवन एल्स and number of satellite is other thing. Just leave those two things. You just see distance and radius. Both are given as a unit of 1. Why it is so? Actually it is taken as a unit of 1 to compare Earth with rest of the other planets of our solar system. So actually the distance of Earth from the Sun is, see it here, is 1,49,598 kilometer. Okay, so it is around 149 million kilometer. So that 149 million kilometer is taken as single unit, and that's why that distance between Earth and Sun is taken as 1. Same way, if you look at the row of radius, Earth का radius देखिए 1 दिया हुआ है. Actually में Earth का radius, that is the distance between the center of Earth and the surface of Earth, is approximately 6,378 kilometer. So it is here, it is given here down, you can see it here, it is 6378.137 kilometer, and this kilometer is taken as single unit. So this is considered as 1 unit. So that's why it is given that radius of Earth is 1. And it is taken because to compare the radius of Earth with the radius of other planet of our solar system. So now you can get it. तो हम देखिए कैसे कंपेयर करते हैं. The distance between Sun and Mercury is just 0.387 seventh part of distance between Sun and Earth. If Sun और Earth की दूरी को अगर हम 1 किलोमीटर मान ले तो इसके कंपेयर में सन और मरकरी के बीच का डिस्टेंस कितना हो जाएगा 0.38 अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 0.4 किलोमीटर. सो व्हाट इज, तो एक तरीके से 40% और 38% ऑफ द डिस्टेंस बिटवीन सन एंड अर्थ इज द रियल डिस्टेंस बिटवीन सन एंड मरकरी. सो पृथ्वी और सूर्य के डिस्टेंस का जस्ट 40% है डिस्टेंस ऑफ मरकरी फ्रॉम द सन. तो सन से मरकरी नियरर है. देन कम्स वेनस. वेनस इज अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 0.72 द डिस्टेंस बिटवीन द अर्थ एंड सन. तो वेनस भी, अर्थ अगर 1 किलोमीटर है तो वेनस कितनी दूरी है 0.72. तो वेनस इज ऑल्सो 72% of the distance between the distance of Venus from the sun is approximately 72% of the distance between the earth and sun. Same way Mars is further away from the earth, so that's why the distance of Mars from the sun is approximately 1.5, or we can say it 152% of the distance between the earth and sun. तो अर्थ और सन के बीच की दूरी का 1.5 गुना है, मीन्स 1.5 टाइम्स है डिस्टेंस बिटवीन मार्स एंड सन. सेम वे 5 टाइम्स है जुपिटर का डिस्टेंस, अर्थ और सन के डिस्टेंस के 5 गुना ज़्यादा है. सैटर्न 9.5 टाइम्स द डिस्टेंस बिटवीन अर्थ एंड सन. द डिस्टेंस ऑफ यूरेनस फ्रॉम सन इज अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 19 टाइम्स द डिस्टेंस ऑफ Earth from Sun. Same way Neptune 30 times the distance between Earth and Sun. So Earth और Sun के डिस्टेंस का 30 गुना ज़्यादा दूरी है नेपच्यून की Sun से. So you can compare these things. Same way radius column is there. अर्थ का रेडियस अगर 1 कंसीडर कर लेते हैं, यानी कि रियल रेडियस ऑफ अर्थ इज अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 6400 किलोमीटर. अगर उसको अगर 1 यूनिट के बराबर हम मान लेते हैं तो उसका ओनली 38% जो है वो रेडियस ऑफ मरकरी है. अर्थ के रेडियस के कंपेयर में 94% ऑफ रेडियस ऑफ अर्थ इज द रेडियस ऑफ वेनस. सेम वे यहाँ पे मार्स में देखिए, मार्स जो है वो वेनस से छोटा है. इफ यू कंसीडर कंपेयर द साइज ऑफ मार्स, यू विल गेट इट द साइज ऑफ मार्स इज स्मॉलर देन वेनस. वेनस अर्थ के साइज का 94% कवर रेडियस है. अर्थ के रेडियस का 94% रेडियस जो है वो वेनस का है. ऑन द अदर हैंड मार्स इज जस्ट 53% ऑफ द रेडियस ऑफ अर्थ. तो मार्स का रेडियस जो है जस्ट 53% है, वेनस का रेडियस ज़्यादा है. तो इफ़ यू कंपेयर द साइज ऑफ दीज 4 इनर प्लैनेट्स, तो सबसे बड़ा कौन सा हो गया, अर्थ हो गया आउट ऑफ 4. उससे छोटा वेनस, उससे छोटा मार्स, एंड देन मरकरी. मरकरी इज स्मॉलेस्ट, सेकेंड स्मॉलेस्ट इज मार्स, थर्ड नंबर इज वेनस, एंड लार्जेस्ट अमॉन्ग द 4 इनर प्लैनेट इज आवर अर्थ. देन जुपिटर. जुपिटर इज 11 times the Jupiter radius is 11 times that of radius of Earth. Saturn radius is 9.4 times that of radius of Earth. Uranus is 4 times that of radius of Earth, and Neptune is approximately 4 times the radius of Earth. So out of 4 outer planets, the biggest is Jupiter, second largest. Out of all the 8 planets, if you consider all the 8 planets of our solar system, the biggest is Jupiter. You can compare it through radius column. रेडियस रो के थ्रू, रेडियस वाले रो को आप देखो तो यू विल कंपेयर इट कि जुपिटर सबसे बड़ा है, सेकंड लार्जेस्ट इज सैटर्न, थर्ड लार्जेस्ट इज यूरेनियम, Uranus. Third largest is Uranus. Then fourth largest Neptune. Then Earth. Then Venus. Then Mars. And सबसे छोटा Mercury. Okay. Now, all the planets of our solar system is considered to be formed around 4.6 billion year ago from present. So आज से 4.6 billion year ago ये सारे planets of our solar system approximately form किए थे. ठीक है. अभी तक by the time of 2006 अगस्त 2006 तक Pluto was also considered as a planet. However, क्या हुआ, एक मीटिंग हुआ किसका, इंटरनेशनल एस्ट्रोनॉमिकल यूनियन. ये क्या करता है, ये डिसाइड करता है कि विच इंटरनेशनल एस्ट्रोनॉमिकल यूनियन विल डिसाइड द क्राइटेरिया अंडर विच लार्ज हेवनली बॉडी इज कंसिडर्ड एज प्लैनेट और नॉन प्लैनेट. तो यही डिसाइड करता है कि किसी प्लैनेट का क्या डेफिनेशन होना चाहिए और कौन सा लार्ज बॉडी एक प्लैनेट के डेफिनेशन को फुलफिल करता है या नहीं करता है. ठीक है. दिस इज डिसीजन टेकन बाय इंटरनेशनल एस्ट्रोनॉमिकल यूनियन एंड इन 2006 that up to 2006 Pluto was also considered as a planet, but in 2006 International Astronomical Union taken a decision under which Pluto, like other celestial object, like some of the dwarf planet you have considered, that UB 313, it was discovered in 2003 as a new planet. Aries is here, Ceres is here. So as like these heavenly body, International Astronomical Union in 2006 placed Pluto into the category of dwarf planet instead of planet. Earlier Pluto was called planet, but International Astronomical Union, after revising the definition of a planet in 2006, placed Pluto under the category of dwarf planet. And what are the criteria under which International Astronomical Union placed Pluto in the category of dwarf planet? Let's see it. The criteria, it is here. It is the definition of planet according to International Astronomical Union. So what is the definition of a planet? If any celestial body is called as planet if that celestial body is in orbit around the sun. There is three criteria. If any heavenly body is orbiting around the sun, it may be called as planet. So that definition is fulfilled by Pluto. Pluto is having a separate orbit and it is orbiting around the sun. Okay, so that thing is okay, that Pluto is orbiting around the sun. Each and every asteroid, comet or any particle in our solar system will orbit around sun. So this point is correct for each and every asteroid, everything. ठीक है ना. तो ये पहला पॉइंट है कि कोई भी ऑब्जेक्ट को हम प्लैनेट तभी बोल सकते हैं जब वो सन के चारों तरफ रिवॉल्व कर रहा हो. तो इस क्राइटेरिया को हर एक चीज, हर एक एस्टेरॉयड, हर एक कॉमेट सब फुलफिल करते हैं. वो सारे सन के चारों तरफ रिवॉल्व कर रहे हैं. ठीक है. सेकंड क्राइटेरिया इज हैज सफिशिएंट मास फॉर इट्स सेल्फ ग्रेविटी टू ओवरकम rigid body force so that it assumes a hydrostatic equilibrium near round shape. So it is saying that उसका इतना ग्रेविटी होना चाहिए कि वो अपने शेप साइज को परमानेंटली डिफाइन कर सके, उसके शेप साइज में विद इन अ शॉर्ट इंटरवल ऑफ टाइम कोई चेंज ना हो. एक पर्टिकुलर राउंडेड शेप का उसका परमानेंट साइज एंड शेप होना चाहिए एंड दैट इज पॉसिबल बाय सेल्फ ग्रेविटी. ठीक है. और सेल्फ ग्रेविटी इतनी होनी चाहिए कि वो नियर अबाउट किसी और ह्यूज ऑब्जेक्ट को ओवरकम कर सके. ठीक है. तो हाइड्रोस्टैटिक इक्विलिब्रियम में रहे. तो प्लूटो इज ऑल्सो defining this definition. Pluto is standby according to first two point. So that's why Pluto was called a planet earlier. But lots of smaller body, lots of planetesimal asteroid, comets are not satisfying this B part. All the object in our solar system is satisfying part A of the definition, but small planetesimal asteroids, comets does not satisfy part B generally. Some of the asteroid or some of the comets also satisfy part B also, but then there is a problem with part C. It is saying that it cleared the neighborhood around its orbit. What it means? It means that orbit of a celestial body which is to be called planet is like that. It will clear the orbit of एनी नियर बाई ऑब्जेक्ट. मतलब कोई कॉलिजन नहीं होना चाहिए, इसका सेपरेट ऑर्बिट होना चाहिए. उसके ऑर्बिट को कोई दूसरे सेलेस्टियल और हेवनली बॉडी का ऑर्बिट कट नहीं करना चाहिए. ठीक है, समझ में आ रहा है ये चीज. तो दैट इज द इशू विथ प्लूटो, एंड दैट्स व्हाई प्लूटो वाज प्लेस्ड इन द कैटेगरी ऑफ ड्वार्फ प्लैनेट फ्रॉम अर्लियर फ्रॉम द कैटेगरी ऑफ प्लैनेट. तो प्लैनेट कहा जाता था प्लूटो को, बट ये थर्ड क्राइटेरिया को ये सेटिस्फाई नहीं कर पाया. दैट्स व्हाई प्लूटो वाज प्लेस्ड इन ड्वार्फ प्लैनेट. प्लूटो आर हैविंग ऑल द टाइप ऑफ criteria, all the type of things to be called as a planet, but only limits in this third criteria. In this third criteria, Pluto was not satisfying it. It does not clear its orbit from the neighborhood. Pluto are having a orbit confliction with neighborhood planets. So that's why Pluto was placed under dwarf planet category. In the next class, we will see about why inner planets are solid and outer planets are gas formed Jovian type planet. So हम देखेंगे ये रीजन कि क्यों इनर प्लैनेट सॉलिड है, क्यों इनर प्लैनेट जो है रॉक और मेटल्स का बना हुआ है, वाई आउटर प्लैनेट्स आर गैस जाइंट, वाई आउटर planets are larger in size, and why inner planets are comparatively smaller in size. By the time, see you, bye bye. I hope so that you will understand these things. Go on the Google Classroom. There you will get the section of uploading the assignment. Please upload assignment. Please do assignment. That will help you in your long run. That will develop your writing skill and answering ability. So please do it. Bye bye.